Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof, woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
We are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, we're finishing up Silksong. We're getting ready for Hades 2, and Borderlands 4 isn't ready for you.
What?
But first, Jeff, how's it going?
That's going pretty good. I'm not done with Silksong, but I'm trying to get to a position where I will be. I'm just kind of like, at this point, I'm kind of wandering around, and there's a couple things I had to clear up. It's still just fun to like move around that world. I'm trying to avoid mostly using guides, but now I'm asking you questions, and it's clear it's time to start using guides. And that's
starting
fine.
to a little bit there at the end. I mean, like, it's such a very, very big world.
You're clearly supposed to, especially after that first round of credits. That's kind of tacit permission at a certain point. Someone pointed that out to me, and I'm like, I agree with that. That's probably right. I have not been, mostly just because it's like I'm finding enough stuff on my own and kind of enjoying just getting lost a little bit. That's been nice, but yeah. How are you doing?
I am good. We had a great time hanging out this weekend at the Cleveland Gaming Classic.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
That was a lot of fun.
Obviously.
Yep.
I didn't have to specify where it was.
I spent I was going to spend like an hour tonight editing that video. I ended up spending like a half an hour because Premiere crashed on me. But cool. Yeah, the plan is I'll do about an hour a day this week, and I think I'll be able to have it done by the end of the week, hopefully. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. We used the camera, kind of went around. I got there a little bit early, so you'll see me playing Donkey Konga, and then Mike shows up, and everyone's starstruck. It's a good time.
Yeah. Show off my haul on that. It's a great time. The only Nintendo game I bought, funnily enough, is Gladius for the GameCube, but I was happy to get that for sure.
Yep. Yeah, that was what it was like, and that was like a throw-in too. You were like, I'll get that if I buy something else, and you bought something else.
Yeah, because I was like, if I buy two things, then people like those boosts, and I'm not a good haggler, but you know, usually if you buy more than one thing, that's when you can be like, can you like take $10 off the whole thing or something, and they'll listen to you. So yeah, I was like, what the heck? Plus, you know, my GameCube collection is pretty much mostly complete now. Although I still don't have WarioWare micro games. I might have even seen it a couple places. I was just like, I'll get this one later. I don't know. I don't feel crazy need to get that at the moment.
It's a good game, good party game. But I know what you mean for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, that thing is mostly set. Not the craziest, busiest Nintendo week here. They're kind of letting these big indie games do their work for them, it seems, right now. But yeah, you're wrapping up Silksong. I did finish it, get the true ending. Though, like, gosh, I've been feeling the pull. I've been watching videos about the speedruns that are already happening. The speedruns are already insane. The amount of stuff you can skip in this game. Like, you don't have to do that normal Act 1 path. You do not have to fight that boss at the end of there. There's a kind of a incredible, more hidden path you can do to get amazing. Through there.
Yeah.
Fight a different boss. And I fought that boss. I found that path much later in the game, but I didn't realize, that's like an alternate path to skipping it. So just all sorts of wacky things you can do. And plus, you know, since there is that first series of credits, that's a very valid speed run to just get there and see those credits.
Course,
so, you know, you can like beat the game in about an hour now, just going that route. And it's
incredible,
ridiculous to watch. And, you know, there's skips and whatnot, but not very many things that you would call glitches or things like that. So already looks like it's going to be a super cool, super fun speed run.
There's an in-game speed run challenge. Have you heard about that? People doing that.
So there's a permadeath mode or something like that.
Yeah, I know that, but like I thought there was another challenge that was separate from that. We rated Sean Vids this morning. Shouts out to Sean Vids, and he was doing the speedrun challenge. He barely had any, like, he was like had 5 pips of health, and he was doing that High Halls Gauntlet. And I'm like, oh man, this is like, what's he trying to do here? Is he missing something? He's like, no, he was speedrunning to that point. So I don't know.
It's an in-game achievement apparently.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured, and I was wondering what are the parameters of, I should say, of that. I'm like, you have to beat it in a certain amount of time, which I would assume that's the case, because there is that separate, more difficult mode where you can't ever die, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that. I actually really got into that with Metroid Dread, and like there
Right.
wasn't much of a reward. It was just really cool looking art based on the past
Yeah, but
Metroid
it's
games. And I was
Metroid.
for some reason like, I have to unlock that. In fact, the Super Metroid art you unlock from that is my current computer background. I love that thing with like it's the moment where Samus gets the powers from the baby Metroid and the mother brain monsters in the back just looking like, oh shit! Like, oh no! Gosh, so God, I love Metroidvanias. What a genre! Holy crap!
I'll say that like
so good.
I could see the speedrun challenge, like that in-game achievement, actually being relatively achievable because even still, as I get to bosses that are like much more difficult than like early in the game, 2-3 tries per boss at most, except for with a few exceptions where it was like I'm going to be on this for an hour. Now it's like okay, about 4 or 5 tries per boss. It's getting harder. I always end up beating it the second where I'm like, let's just get back to the basics. No more dashing, no more running around. Just walk up to him, hit him once, walk away. And every time, as soon as I do that, it's so much easier. And so it's like, oh yeah, I bet, even if I didn't have all of my full kit or full life, if I was just careful and was walking around and not running around like an idiot, I will have a much better time. So I don't know. Now that we're talking about it, I'm not even beating the game really and already thinking about this. I can't do it, but maybe at some point.
Yeah, there are a few things that I miss. Like, there's one point in the game where it tells you get 3 things, and it turns out that there's actually 4 of them you could get. So if like one of those 3 things really difficult, there's like you don't need all 4 of them. So I'm like, oh man, so I kind of miss whatever that 4th thing was. There's a lot to it, and just running around fighting things feels so freaking good.
Did you get like a percentage when you were
74?
74. Okay, gee, man.
So like 26% of just that's like the bestiary, that's
of course
health pips, that's crest, that is bosses and things like that. But yeah, 40 hours and get the true ending, and still 26% of stuff I didn't necessarily get.
Okay, man, jeez.
All right, let's talk about some of the stuff happening, which includes Borderlands 4 news. The Switch 2 version is delayed indefinitely. When was that supposed to come out? I think it was supposed to be an October thing.
Yeah,
right?
something like that, like next month. Yeah, it was. They announced the release date, and it was much closer to the release of the official version or the other versions than we were expecting. I remember thinking that, and now, well, no, not really.
Yeah, so this thing is again delayed indefinitely in the release date they took out there. Said we need to share that the release of Borderlands 4 Switch 2 is being delayed. We do not take this decision lightly, but are committed to ensuring we deliver the best possible experience to our fans. The game needs additional development and polish time to do that. Yada yada yada. We will update you on the new release timing once we've adjusted our plans. In accordance with Nintendo's policy, all digital pre-orders today will be canceled. It was supposed to be like October 2nd. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, it's both like, wow, I can't believe it, and also, wow, I can believe it. I guess what I can't believe is that they actually blinked a little bit, because I was just like, this game's probably going to come out on the Switch 2 and look terrible, and they were already under fire for how this game was running on, like, high-end PCs, let alone like the Switch 2 version. And some people have played it at some events, maybe Gamescom, I think it was, where people like did try it, and they were like, oh no, this is really rough. So I guess my question is now, like, how much can they do about this? How much are going to really be able to tune this thing? And what even is the parameter? Like, what's the best hope? Are they going to be able to get this thing in a stable 30 frames per second situation for the Switch 2?
Yeah, I visually, I don't get what is going on with this game, because it just doesn't look that much better than anything else. So it's got to be some other stuff. So hopefully, as they are making improvements, that stuff will just filter down to the Switch, or vice versa. They'll try to get the Switch 2 version running real nice, and then that has an improvement on all the other versions. We'll see. You mentioned like the thing you can't believe, like that they would blink. I just can't believe they ever announced a date for this thing in the first place. Like,
right?
Just put it out when it's ready. You could put it out early next year. The people who are going to buy this thing on Switch were going to buy the thing on Switch whenever it came there. And I think what's happening here is they have to like cancel pre-orders. People pre-ordered the game.
Yeah, they said they had to cancel digital pre-orders.
Okay, yeah, like so it's like you didn't even do it at all. So you had to start from scratch, and those people probably will find some other game instead, and might be like, well, they'll be happy to have their money back. I don't know, it's crazy.
It's pretty wild. Yeah, it's not going to help. Yeah, and that kind of feeling out there that Unreal Engine 5 is bad at open world games. This game is more open than previous ones, and again, you look at it like, what doesn't look that much better? Certainly not like much better than what Borderlands 3 looked like in my mind.
Yeah.
What Borderlands 2 looked like in my mind. So what is it? So you kind of look at, well, I guess it's a bigger world and it's Unreal Engine 5, and I don't know. They must have made some weird decisions. Seems like a shame because people do like the game generally. There's like a little bit of like, we're doing this again, I suppose. But a lot of people are like, oh, it's a good one of those. But the kind of technical mishaps continue to add up. Does this worry you about other Switch 2 ports, or do you think this is kind of more of a Borderlands 4 issue?
I mean, it's going to be sort of a patchwork of like different kinds of problems depending on the games. No, this is right in line with the kinds of things I was expecting. For some games to encounter problems and for some games to surprise us. I thought the Switch 2 was going to be better than we thought. That never in my head meant every game is going to come out and run perfectly on the system. And perfectly here doesn't even mean 60 frames per second. It means acceptably at 30 frames per second in handheld mode or whatever. So, going forward, we're going to have to continue to see other developers, especially other developers making open world Unreal Engine 5 games, or I guess there's like if Dragon's Dogma 2 got announced for the Switch 2, I would be worried, for example. Yeah,
it's gonna make the Switch 2 blow up.
Exactly. So, and it's that's going to continue to be the case. I think that we will probably continue to be mostly pleasantly surprised by a lot of games that come to Switch 2. Like Chronos apparently runs pretty well on there. Backlar was shocked to hear that, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that is like a little bit weird to like be like, yeah, that game's on there, and apparently it's more than acceptable. And of course, Star Wars Outlaws being a poster child for that, and Cyberpunk 2077. Right. And it's like as we hit some of these games, they're like a year old, or they're 3 or 4 years old for some of them. Newer games, I think, it's going to be a little bit more of a problem because are these third-party publishers and developers going to prioritize optimization for the Switch 2 when it's just kind of?
Why don't they?
I don't. Probably because that is not the platform where they sell the most copies. Yeah.
Or is it some of that like we make? Is it not to bring it up, the premium games for premium people thing? Like they part of their job is like, we want to make like the most technically impressive thing. We hired all these people to do that. The idea that we're going to kind of slum it up with lower specs now.
That phrase "premium game for premium gamers" started to make a little bit more sense to me when I was watching football this weekend. And I saw Borderlands 4 commercials multiple times, and I was like a little nostalgic for like seeing TV commercials for video games. I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad this game's out there and they're taking it seriously as like, this is worth putting a massive marketing campaign behind. And it's like, yeah, but is it really worthy of that? Because the people who are going to show up for Borderlands are probably all the people who know to show up for Borderlands. But they take it seriously. They think it's like one of the biggest game releases of the year. And in a lot of ways, it will be. Of course, it's going to sell very well. But I think part of that is that mentality, Mike, of you're right. Then being like, and that means it's got to look good in commercials. And that means we got to have all the bells and whistles and fuck everything else.
It's just like, even just like the use of the word premium, right? It's like it is such a Super Bowl commercial word, right?
Yeah.
Like, these are premium razors. This is the premium beer, right? It's like when you call something gourmet at the supermarket. There's no regulatory board that makes sure something is gourmet, or in the case of video games, premium. Well, you can just say that.
There's a regulatory board. His name's Randy Pitchford, and he knows it when he sees it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what we lost with this delay? We lost some good tweets from Randy defending the bad running port.
Yeah,
you're not strong enough, loser.
That would have been fun. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, how about those Guardians? Huh? Now tied with the Detroit Tigers for
not for long. You guys are going to clearly be. It's such a collapse. I don't want to. It's so terrible.
It's a rise.
Hey, guess what? There was a preseason NHL Red Wings game. Let's go. Pay attention to that instead. And the Lions are good, thank God.
Maybe we can go to another playoff game now.
Jesus.
Let's go Guards. Okay. There's a couple of new NSL games were announced for Game Boy Advance. Those are coming out September 25th. Klonoa, Empire Dreams, and Mr. Driller 2. Klonoa, Empire Dreams, from what I recall, that's just very good. The Klonoa games on PlayStation 1 and PS2 were very good 2.5D kind of action platformers. Well, it turns out if they're just 2D without the 0.5, they still pretty much work the same and are still just as charming and fun. I think that this is a fantastic third-party get for NSO, both of them. We haven't had a ton of third-party Game Boy Advance games yet.
I don't think we had any up to this point. I think Nintendo has published everything, like Kuro, and even like I think Nintendo across the board published these games. I could be wrong, but I think that's correct.
Yeah, I think that you might actually
be
correct there.
That's exciting. That in itself is some news that Nintendo has done the legwork to make the partnership. Because I mean, I don't know if it's so much about the money as much as it is about allocating human resources to figuring out these deals. You have to make sure that there's a project lead, a project manager that can take this on, and then they have to be able to work with a lawyer to make sure that the deal with the outside company, everything's kosher, and that you have to get the other company to do the same thing. That's a lot of headaches for a Game Boy Advance game that no one's thinking about anymore. So the fact that Nintendo was able to throw a little bit of weight around and get that to happen here with Klonoa is that Konami?
That is Namco. Namco. He's got the little.
That's right.
He's got the Pac-Man on his head. Actually,
that's right.
I believe.
Yes, Namco. Well, yeah, that's a close relationship there. So it's at the very least leveraging those close relationships. Then
there was a second Klonoa GBA game. It's not quite as well regarded. What I find funny about it is that it came out in Japan on August 6, 2002, and North America on February 22nd, 2005. What a time. Why was it like 3 years? 2.5 years.
Forgot about it. Or I guess we could
still
do that.
Shit, they probably finished it, and they're like, oh shit, we forgot to release Klonoa 2, the Game Boy Advance. Mr. Driller, I'm not the biggest Mr. Driller guy. I never completely got it with those games, but still, I'm glad to see it on there. I'd be willing to dig in again. Huh?
Yeah, they're all right. They're no Dig Dug. I'll take Dig Dug every time.
I do like. I only read recently that he's canonically the son of Mr. Dig Dug.
Of course he is. Yeah,
I do like that.
Is Mr. Dig Dug in Dig Dug and Dig Dug 2, which is a very different game?
Man.
Okay,
that's the same fella.
That's not Dig Dug Jr. Yeah. Okay,
and you know me, I'm a big Dig Dug 2 stan. I'm a big.
That's right. You're
a truther.
I was going to say I know someone who's loves Dig Dug 2. I forgot it was you.
That's right, it's me. And that's the one my grandma had on NES. This is Dig Dug 2. I think I played that before I ever played Dig Dug 1. So I played Dig Dug 1. I'm like, this is bullshit. You don't even get to separate the parts of the island. You're just digging down into the ground. I
was just at the arcade and I saw this dude inflating weirdos underground. And I was like, I got to get in on this action. That's some fun right there.
Yeah. So that's neat. I'm always happy to see more NSO games. I hope we get, we have the Virtual Boy games coming sometime here, but give me some more goodies until then. All right. Yuji Horii comments on why they settled on Dragon Quest 7 remake first from My Nintendo News. Dragon Quest producer Yuji Horii has commented on why they're doing 7 before beloved entries in the series like Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6. Horii says it was simply a matter of chance that they settled on 7 first. I believe that. Horii said that Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined is progressing very smoothly and that a lot of progress has been made in the game thus far. Is that his comment for why they settled? It's just that by chance.
Yeah.
What does he mean? Did they have dice?
Yeah.
What?
RPG shit up here. God damn it, we're rolling rallies.
Yeah, true RNG controlling all of Square Enix over there. I go ahead. I've thought about what you said.
I literally had that question. You remember, why 7 for that? So I'm curious why. But
I don't believe him that it was chance. I think it was a strategic thought of we want to do a lot of these, but if we did 4, 5, and 6, which I think people said was a trilogy, people might be disappointed if we then went back to 7 because 7's a little bit less beloved than some of these other ones. So let's do 7 first, and then we can go do the other stuff that might be first of all, it might be a bigger thing to bite off to have to do a whole trilogy because you might have to commit to that if that's the plan.
Right. Well, then part of me is like, why not 9 has the weird standalone one because we haven't had 9 forever.
Yeah, but again, 9's people like 9 a lot, so it's if you go from 9 and then do 7 later, it's just like a step down.
They're not gonna right away, Mike.
No, please. I guess not. But yeah, so hey, the remake is looking good, and despite how I feel and what people feel about 7. It seems like people are generally excited about this, even amongst the Dragon Quest faithful. So
they've like the first thing anyone was saying, like PR people for Square Enix were coming out being like, look, we know what you think about this game, but just wait, we promise, we've done a lot of work here. It's like they know,
and that's good. But again, like we did just do this on the 3DS, not that. I mean, it's been a long time ago now. I get it, but
it's like a whole other strategic initiative at this point to do this now. It's completely unrelated to anything they've done with it in the past.
I do wonder what they will do with 8 specifically, because like 8, people almost won't want it to be reimagined this much. People like 8 a lot the way it is. They'll want it, up-res and stuff like that. If you remake that game, you got to be a bit more faithful to the original look.
8 was PS2?
That's a PS2. That was Level 5 did that one of their first games. Yeah. Like after they came on the scene with Dark Cloud, then they somehow like very quickly like, you're the ones who are going to make Dragon Quest 8. Like, oh, okay, we'll do that.
Sounds good.
Everyone loved it. There's rumors that the next Lego set is going to be some kind of Ocarina of Time diorama. Featuring Ganondorf, or as it says here, Ganondorf for some reason. That was from my Nintendo news. This rumor's going around. Some kind of Ocarina of Time set featuring Ganondorf. Apparently 1003 Lego pieces would launch on the 1st of March. Do you like the diorama style Lego sets? I want to build a specific vehicle or building or something like that. I don't know about
I prefer what you said. Yes, what you said there I prefer. But there are some dioramas that I would be okay with, I'm sure. Not Hyrule Field, but the tree. What's his goddamn name? With the Master Sword.
Deku Tree.
Yeah, the Deku Tree with the Master Sword in front of him or whatever. The meadow.
We had a Deku Tree one Lego set already.
The Breath of the Wild one specifically with the Master Sword kind of in like I don't know, some sort of shining light coming down on top of it. They could do some cool stuff, but. You're right. I would want to build a building instead, for sure.
Yeah, give me Hyrule Castle. Give me the Temple of Time is the one I think I'd be pretty excited for. So we'll see what exactly that does look like.
Yeah, but Dat Boy Jerry says what I think we speculated on the show. It's going to be Link meeting him outside the castle gate. I could totally see him on a horse riding into the castle. So maybe like you build the front of the castle or something like that. That would be cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. There's a couple of games that are out on Switch 2 or are coming out that have gotten review embargoes coming up. This includes Trails in the Sky Chapter 1, which has an Open Critics score of 91 right now, Jeff. People seem pretty happy about this. Yeah, this is a game with a Switch 2 edition. I think people seem pretty happy with the port on this one too, so it seems like just a good way to play this game. So if you're kind of been waiting for like the first really big, beefy, new JRPG you can play on the Switch 2, I think this is probably going to be it. I definitely do need to check this one out. People just seem very happy with it. Yeah, I'm watching somebody play the Switch 2 version right now, and it looks gorgeous. It actually looks very nice.
Is it turn-based?
It's turn-based. It's kind of the original game was kind of grid-based as well. Actually, like placement and movement matter. I'm not sure.
I love that.
I'm not sure exactly how that works. It might be a bit of a Eternal Sonata like, maybe.
Of course, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother, let's go.
I think might be a way to put it. It had a very good combat system. Yeah, I played that PSP original and love it. I think that Trails in the Sky 1 and 2. There's 3 games kind of in the series, but 1 and 2 are like the main story. It's like a part 1, part 2, and then 3 is a kind of side story epilogue thing that you don't necessarily have to worry about. But Trails in the Sky 1 and 2 together is one of the best JRPG experiences out there. I love the originals. I'm happy that it seems like they did a really good job with this remake, so I gotta check it out.
Dan in chat is asking how does it compare to Wise 8, like Cremosa of Dana?
It's more like Ys 10, Proud Nordics, actually.
Yeah. I think it compares very favorably, Dan. You should check it out. Since you're such a big Ys 8 fan.
Is it as good as Ys? Because if not, like, what's the point?
Well, I don't think there's a single Ys game that has reviewed as well as this one has. So, there's that.
That's just he might check this game out.
No, please,
all right,
please. This is a good game. That's some good characters. So yeah, I need to check that one out soon. Talk about it on Giant Bomb. Maybe you do it quickly. Maybe I'll just start it up for a few hours on the stream on the show. And so maybe I'll just get the Switch 2 version and just stream that one.
Of course, yeah, that's the move, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then Sonic Racing Crossworld reviews have also come out. It is at a 82
on,
Is it
on
at
OpenCritic.
83 now.
83. Oh,
now.
wow. Okay, good sign.
Yeah. Now this, like the Switch 2 version of this, is not out yet.
No, but there's a Switch 1 version, right?
Yeah, the Switch 2 version is September 25th. 2025.
Is that a free upgrade for Switch 2? I can't remember.
Is that even right? Because I don't.
Maybe
I don't know if that is right. Is the Switch 1 version out also?
Maybe there is no Switch 1 version. I guess. I definitely got that in my head. It's confirmed to run well on, or not run well, but confirmed to run on Steam Deck. I've not tried it on there. I did download it on there. I'll give it a shot and see how I feel. I don't need to play this game. Like, I don't feel an urge to go play Sonic Racing Crossworlds, but it sounds pretty solid. I'll give it a couple tries. We're going to play it on the site. That will probably be enough. But at the very least, it does sound like this is delivering what the Sonic freaks have been asking for from this series. Kind of a return to form a little bit after a little bit of a disappointing Team Sonic Racing.
I want to make sure I'm getting this right now. Excuse me. About the release date. Nothing I'm seeing is what I thought. But yeah, I want to check this one out for sure. I mean, I played some of this. I'm still not quite as excited as I feel like I should be because people seem relatively high on it. There's still a part of me, it's like, I wish it was a bit more like Transformed was, even though this looks good enough.
I never played that much Transformed. Maybe I should just go play that instead and get some.
Transformed's really freaking good.
Yeah, get some classic Sega stuff in there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this one's saying that the Switch version comes out on the 25th, which is when everything else comes out. So when's the Switch 2 version then?
I think that might be the Switch 2 version as well. I think both are coming out that day, actually.
The Switch 2 digital version will launch holiday 2025. Okay, so that's what it is. It comes out on Switch 1 with everything else on the 25th, and the Switch 2 version is happening later with an upgrade path.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, good work. Is there a Space Harrier level in All Stars Racing Transformed?
Yeah, see, that's what I was really missing. Even more so than the players is that in this game, all the levels are more generic-y. So like in Transformed, there's a freaking what's the airplane the plane game
After Blast?
There's an Afterburner level. And it's sweet. You're going between like aircraft carriers, and it's awesome. And in that game, I think even before the Mario Kart games did it. It's like, oh, you like transform. That's why it's called Transform, from like a normal car to the boat to flying, depending on the track. And then like in this one, there was like another aircraft carrier level, but it's generic. It's not supposed to specifically
off the shelf aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
It's like, there's a part where I was going through a museum, like Natural History Museum. I'm like, you guys just made 2 Point Museum. Why isn't this a 2 Point Museum track? Transformed has a Panzer Dragoon level. It's incredible. It has a Shinobi level. It's so freaking cool. So, that's just me being a bit of a Sega old head and really liking that stuff. But, right now when they are bringing back so many old franchises, I'm like, this would be a really good time to be doing that. Not, they're going to bring Mega Man to this eventually, so I am excited about that, and we'll definitely want to check that out for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, that's it for the Nintendo stuff I do want to talk about right now. I guess there was a Mario Kart World patch that came out. You can now join friends playing Knockout Tour by selecting friends from online play. Incredible. I'm assuming this isn't like added a Grand Prix mode or anything like that.
Do you think they will do that?
I don't know. Increase the invisible time after spinning on or crashing during a race. Oh, decrease the time between when an item box is taken by someone the next time it is revived. Oh, okay. Jeff, I bet eventually they do. I bet it might still be like a year or two away.
All right.
I think eventually they will.
Yeah, I think that sounds exactly right to me. That's what I would have guessed as well.
All right, why don't we take a quick break? We'll come back. We got some super chats.
Be right back, everybody.
All right, we're back. So just trying to figure out some other things about this Mario Kart World update. Apparently the map will now show P-switches you haven't gotten yet. So you can also teleport to P-switches you have gotten. Stuff like that. Did somebody say that there's multiplayer in the free roam now? Because that has not been the case before. I don't know if I see that here.
I think there was a way to gimmick it to do multiplayer in free roam, but maybe that was only local. Actually, I don't remember. It was a hassle for sure. Either way.
Yeah. So
It says up to 2 players can now play free roam while waiting if the game was full when trying to join friends playing a race, knockout tour, or battle in.
How about you just let me select it from a menu? You goddamn maniacs, you freaks. Nintendo, what's wrong with you?
All right, so Mario Kart World continues to be one of the games that released in 2025.
Yes, it is one of
There's
the games
also
of
a-
2025.
Yeah. There's also a patch for Bonanza, but it's just like fixes. Like
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
they just had that content patch.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would ask them to patch it, I don't. It doesn't really matter at this point. Like, could you have given some of the bosses more health
Yeah.
so they could actually, I don't know, see what they do? Even? But oh well. All right, Jeff. Would you like to read the super chats, please?
Yeah, and I'm gonna. Let's start here with Chris Quinton. Do you know when the first high five was? TTFN.
I mean, it had to be an accident, right? Like people were both pointing at the same thing, and then like they touched, and they're like, kind of okay.
I
That
thought
made
it was
sound.
I thought it was like much younger than we thought. Like it's like from like the 70s or something.
Oh right,
Yeah.
it's relatively new.
So they're asking when the first high five was. I'm gonna say like 1975. Yeah, no one was cool before that. Then we became cool. We started high fiving.
Yeah, they only did it after they came out from Jaws. Like they got that shark, yeah, and they high five. Like, oh, great.
You might be right, Mike. Chris Quinton says the follow up: October 7th, 1977 was the first documented high five. A miscommunication, Mike. A miscommunication between players in a baseball game celebrating a home run and spread from there. You're right. They accidentally did it.
That is actually upsetting. There was no high fives before 1977.
What were we doing?
It's like the most like common like friend like yay, like
Right.
you know, because we have things for like hello or like a hug, like I love you. We didn't have one for like yay.
Yeah. Was it just like called slap hands before that? Like Waterboy would call it slap hands. Like, and they just didn't have a name
just
for
patting
it.
each other on the back constantly. Like,
Oh,
what
there
the
was
heck?
probably so much back padding. Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
right.
okay. Wild. It took us that long to get there. Okay. Imagine what we'll discover next.
From Chris Quinton again, movies putting it in westerns makes it feel older. Oh, okay. So it's like we probably have seen a lot of period movies that have done that.
Okay, makes sense. And inauthentic.
Simon from Saskatchewan has a handful as well. One of two, Simon says. Since summer's officially over, I wanted to give a big thank you for your content. It made a big difference in my mental health during recovery.
You're welcome. I hope everything is going very well with that recovery, Simon. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, we love to be in your corner, man. And thanks for always showing up and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Simon's 2 of 2. What could have been a hellish summer with cancer surgery and recovery was made better by your content and GBs. Now I have 5-year wait to be cancer free. Yep. We're like we said, we're pulling for you. That's awesome news. Let's keep at it. And you keep your spirits up, Simon. Simon has a third one here. Let me make sure I didn't scroll away from it. Can there be a poll to see how many people are still on their parents' phone plans? Christian and Jeff, is Mike's phone story conclusive proof he's a boomer? There was some like boomer just like not even knowing how it happened, but I could easily see that happening to anybody.
Look, I wasn't proud of it, all right?
Yeah, he's not defending himself
right now. Are you? I'm not proud of the parents' phone plan thing. Are you on a parent's?
At a certain point, it's like a hassle to like uncouple
That's
it.
really all it was.
Yeah.
It is. To be clear, it's just laziness.
Right.
It's like, you on a parent's phone plan? Yes. No. There you go, everybody. Oh, Dan's gonna judge me for that. Mr. Gleefully unaware of what even happened in 2008 is gonna judge me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Dan, you could go just watch the never mind. He's not going to retain it. I don't know why Backler was trying to get him to watch that movie anyhow. So just
The Big Short. Is it Margot Robbie will explain to you in front of a bathtub?
Yeah, it does get it all right, but
why would I know what happened? I was 24.
What?
That's what he said.
That's a good age to be when you're. Never mind. It's probably just because he had a job he didn't notice anyone else was like struggling or whatever. Big Fresh.
I was 16 and I knew. What's your excuse?
Wait, what was that, Christian?
I was 16 and I knew. Like,
Wow.
there's no excuse.
Christian doesn't even live here.
Well, I mean, it has ramifications to this day. Like,
That's
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, when that shit happened, it shook the entire fucking world. Like, we felt it here. It was fucked up.
Yeah. Dan, I worked at a call center doing tech support. Yeah, you should have been incredibly aware of it.
Like I said, the most consequential thing that has happened in your life. Big Fresh 37, TMNT, Shattered Dimensions, the Hades-like gets Metalhead DLC at the end of the month, and Space Jump just hit EA, or Early Access, I should say. Would love to see GB co-op these. Yeah, listen, we're always looking for that kind of stuff.
I never did get to play it. Can you see? You could barely see my new canister of the ooze from Secret of the Ooze back there behind me. I did get that from the Cleveland Gaming Classic. Very excited about that. So yeah, people liked that Shattered Dimension. There's been so many Turtles games, it's a little hard to keep track of them. There's like the Tactics one. Of course, there was the Beat 'em Up. There was this. There was some other like action-y one. There's a lot of them.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't go. Dan says, I honestly never heard anyone talking about the 2008 thing in 2008. It was all anyone talked about.
Yes, everything. The bailouts, the huge like job losses. You couldn't.
Okay.
Hi, Dan Reichert.
Hi, Dan. Oh, everybody.
Okay, I
Dan
didn't have
Reichert.
a house. I was 24, so why would it affect me if I'm some 24-year-old goob making $10 an hour, no house? The only thing I did is I heard there was something where the stock market crashed, so I bought a bunch of stocks.
So the house market collapsing affected the rest of the economy.
The global economy, like everybody on Earth.
Genuine question: as a 24-year-old with no money and no house, how did it affect me?
Well, owning a house or not would not have made a difference. It made it harder for everyone to get a job. It made it harder for everyone to make money. It hurt everybody. Now, you did the right thing. Like Dan Luck, you made the right decision of, in that moment, not knowing what's going on, buying stock in that moment was the absolute right thing to do. But yeah, look, it's how it affected you. It's a little bit like there's a couple layers removed of how it affected you, Dan. But because if you had a job and you weren't looking for one, I guess maybe you wouldn't have felt it as much. Chances are, like, you probably would have had a much better job already at that point because you were out of college at that point, right?
It was a shitty job. I was out of college for like a year and a half, and I was just working I was making $19,000 a year.
Right. The job market was especially shitty in that moment for someone exactly like you, just out of college trying to find a job. You would have had a much better caur at that moment.
I could have had a better job.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm angry about this.
It really didn't work out for you at all, huh, Dan?
You know how many GPS tech support phone calls I had to answer? I'm going to get angry about 2008.
That's your new gimmick.
Thanks, Dan.
That's fantastic.
That's an update in real time, you know?
Yeah, there it is. 3.1.
You know what? You and Dan and Jab, begin to realize whenever the bombcast has to be delayed for a bit or we had to get taken down, we should probably communicate that a bit better. There's a lot of people in our chat asking where the bombcast is.
Yeah, Sean just finished up a little bit ago, and he was mentioning it might take a little bit longer. But I wonder if he tweeted or anything.
There was a power outage in the middle of it, everybody, so it had to be kind of taken down and stitched back together, and it's being re-uploaded right now, so it'll be back on.
It'll be up by tonight. You'll be able, and I think the audio version might be out. So if you want that version, it's out there. Okay, let's see here. Big Fresh 37 in the Lego Voyagers / Split Fiction talk today. It hit me. They still make Trine games. Isn't that weird? When was the last Trine? I know they did one not too long ago.
They did one not too long ago, and everyone hated it, right?
Right, because it was, or maybe they did one after the one everyone hated. I think that might have been the case.
Well, Trine 5 was 2023 and has very positive reviews.
Yeah, I think it was the one before that was like maybe 3D and people weren't down with that.
There's 5 Trine games, huh?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. See, Trine 4 is it's very positive. Also, maybe one of them released in a bad state.
They might have updated it.
Trine 3 is mixed.
Okay, there it is. We found. Okay, so there's been 2 since that one we were both remembering. Okay.
Yeah, and Trine 3 is in fact in 3D.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
There you go then.
I think people didn't like that one because like the characters didn't feel good like moving around, which is like what you do in that game.
Right, and they had it working just fine in the other version, and then they changed it up and it was worse. People were going to be mad about that. Neldy says, my dogs, Galaxy 1 and 2 are $40 each or $70 for both. Think Wind Waker / Twilight Princess, and Prime 1 and 2 follow a similar scheme. Is this a tolerable model for remix? I'll take it. If that's what it means to get these, I'll do it.
Sure, but if we get Wind Waker HD, on Switch 2, you're paying $60 to $70 for that thing. Is what you're not paying $70 for that and Twilight Princess. That's a little, again, that's I know it's like a little bit like defending the Mario Galaxy 1-2 thing, because that's just where I am. I am a little shocked that they just don't charge full price for both of them, because that's what you're gonna get with Wind Waker, almost certainly. Yeah, that's technically a Wii U game being up-res instead of a Wii game, but still.
Yep. Well, I think Nintendo is probably just continuing to save those to maximize the impact they have, and if that's the case, Mike's probably right. It'll be even more. Diogo RP says, "Hey dogs, currently in Japan for TGS. Oh, awesome. So here's some yen for you. Jeff's still on the lookout for Mario Day Dunk. In the meantime, secured a Japanese copy of Mr. Mosquito. Please look up that incredible cover art. I think I've seen it before. It is very good. But yes, if you see NBA Street Volume 3 Mario Day Dunk, you got to get that. Absolutely. Don't leave home without
we were talking about foot fetishes just a little bit ago. Yeah, this Mr. Mosquito cover art in Japan's incredible. God, look at those tiny toenails. God, there's barely a toenail. Barely a toenail on the pinky.
John
Get
Martin.
a couple of those Kamen Riders belts.
What are you saying?
What?
You need to. What? You know what, Christian? That's it. No more of your Kamen Rider nonsense. You're in timeout.
What happened? Why is it like a month ago you just do nothing but talk about Kamen Rider now? Did you just discover it? Why is it suddenly your whole thing?
Is it your real dad?
I hope so. I love Kamen Rider.
John Martin says, I hope both of y'all have a good podcast. Thank you, John Martin. We appreciate it. Postman Dan says, can't wait for Mike Minotti's performance at Game of the Year of a tribute to all independent games coverage, but mostly Giant Bomb.
That's a Muppets 3D reference. I like that. Thank you.
Ali Miracle says, is this a safe space? Question mark. I am a Sonic sicko. And then a frowny face. Look, it's a safe space. I don't know if it's that safe.
I forgive you. I mean, I'm there to a degree. I don't know. I was such a Sonic sicko in the 90s. I don't even know if the Sonic sickos of today respect that. Right? Like, I'm just some
Do you still
normie.
sleep with your Sonic doll? Or your Sonic stuff? Okay.
There. I see he's there. He's in the room. There's that.
All right. Yep.
There you go.
You haven't shunned him yet. Fergus says, GB, let's get back to that week/month where you guys circle back to games you dropped off of earlier in the year. Also, my wife says, hi, Mike.
Hi, Fergus's wife. I mean, that's I have Mega Man for that, right? So that's why yesterday on Mega Man Monday Evening Gaming's at Mike's that night, I was just playing Monster Train 2, right? So, there might very well be a Mega Man soon here of Mike plays the first 2 hours of Death Stranding 2, everybody, right? Stuff like that.
Yep, I'm going to do the same thing with the early morning slots I've been taking here and there. I'll just pick a game that, like today I might have done something else, but Dan recommended that awesome Mega Bonk. Next time it might be one of these games from earlier this year it's time to catch up on. Jason Fulton says, February 2026, the 40th anniversary of Zelda. Do we get the Zelda blowout in the first direct of the year? I don't know. Because it's like, where are they at with Zelda? Like, we're getting Age of Imprisonment this year. So, like, what would be there's probably something they have ready for next year. And if not, they could always pull the ripcord on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Yeah, they're definitely pretty good for this year because we had, the Switch 2 upgrades for Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, and we're getting Age of Imprisonment. So yeah, again, they always make sure they have at least one thing. I don't know if there's a new Zelda game next year, even from Grezzo. It's clearly not from the main people. So, like, I guess there's that where it's probably got to be a remaster or a remake, right, of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
But there's different things that they could be doing there. Maybe that's like the best hope for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess is that they're running out of other options.
Yep, maybe they just kind of got to a point where it's like they really did do one a year and they kind of ran through things too fast, and now they have to go to this emergency, which would be great for everybody. L. Grug says, did Mike ever get Gotcha Force for GameCube? Price charting says it's only 450-ish complete. He can make that money easily by selling a few mugs. Peen.
I pointed this one out to you.
Yep, you did.
Thing. Yes. So, no, I just don't really know too much about Gotcha Force or want it.
Is that the gerbil movie?
No. That's G-Force.
Guinea Pig. Oh, okay,
G-Force.
That's G-Force.
That's
okay.
different.
All right. You can see my conflation there, yeah.
Yeah, the other expensive GameCube game I think I'd rather try to get would be Go-Go Hyper Grind.
Right.
which is an Atlas kind of weird extreme sports games with animal people in it as well. That's a bit more my speed. There's also, it's not even supposed to be good. There's like a few Disney sports games that released on GameCube, and only one of them, I think the football one, is stupid expensive for some reason. I don't really know if I want that either. But yeah, so there's a couple. There's also like the Metroid Prime Wind Waker 2-in-1 pack, and that's like $750, and it's cool. I haven't gotten it. One, because it's very expensive, and two, it's like, well, I already own both those games. There's no actual reason I need this, but ooh, that is really neat that they just bundled those two games together, and it was so late in the GameCube life cycle that everybody who wanted those games already had it, so nobody bought it, and now it's very expensive.
Let's see here. Heather Good says, Lions got 7 sacks on Lamar. Hell yeah, Heather. How many Browns quarterbacks will the Lions demolish this weekend? Yeah, they'll just run through them one at a time.
Should we have a friendly bet for
sure,
Lions,
yeah.
Browns?
What do you want, like a pizza bet, Margaritaville bet? What do you want to do? You know what? You decide, because I think I might be the favorite here. So
you think you're the favorite? Yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy. Yeah. That's true. Like, what am I doing? Why am I just offering to buy you pizza?
Well, no, look, the Browns.
The Browns somehow beat Green Bay out of nowhere,
and the Packers beat the shit out of the Lions. Also, Cleveland's defense is legitimate. Like, it's actually good. It's going to cause the Lions problems. There's no guarantee that the Lions win this one. So what do you think? Just pizza bet?
Yeah, pizza bet.
All right, sounds good. I'll do Jets.
Let's think of something else.
Yeah, we'll see. Drew Bus says, if the Virtual Boy sells well, like really well, will Nintendo dip a toe in either VR or AR next? Please don't poop in my wishful thinking. Oh, Drew Bus, that's all we have to do here. It's like, I don't think Nintendo is thinking like the Virtual Boy means anything about people's desire for virtual reality. It is all about nostalgia. Yes, and capitalizing on old bastards like us. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo releases things that do well that they don't capitalize on. The NES Classic was a sensation. They made an SNES Classic, also did really well. And then they're like, fuck that.
I mean, honestly, that's what the Virtual Boy is. It's in that line of, like, we got NES Mini, we got Super Nintendo Mini, then we got the handheld Link's Awakening little thing, or the Mario one first, and then the Zelda one, the Game & Watch. And now it's like, well, what other, or we got Alarmo. What's a piece of shit hardware we can make for $100 to sell people? Now it's the Virtual Boy. So that's just something Nintendo does. Virtual Boy, I think I was looking at the thing at Cleveland Gaming Classic, looking at pictures on when I boot up my Switch to play Silksong. They have the Nintendo Direct with the Virtual Boy on there. That's a good looking piece of hardware. It looks, that red is so striking. It looks like a Ferrari. Cool. It's awesome.
I always thought it looked cool, man. Yep. I mean, it's like the design, the aesthetic is on point with the Virtual Boy. You can say what you want to about it, but come on.
Question mark 1910 says, Jeff, should Steve Eiserman have been fired yesterday? As a Habs fan, I saw them make the finals, do a rebuild, and make it back to the playoffs in less time than Detroit's last playoff appearance. I don't think so. It's not the same for every team. Like, I don't know what else he could have done differently. It's not like free agency is really a good option these days. So no, I'm still behind Eiserman. Hilliard Hendricks.
I'm losing you a little bit. I don't know if you hear me.
Well, what's up? You're
roboting.
I'm
You're
roboting
on me a little.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Hang on. Let's change the server. You guys sound fine to me. So I wonder.
Yeah, I'll change the server.
Yeah, change the server because I'm getting red on this one here. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do US.
All right. It did like bounce back there at the last second, but let's see. Okay.
All right, you sounds better.
All right. Hopefully it's all good.
It was fine for the podcast. It was just us, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to download this one.
Okay, no problem.
It sounded really fucked up for me.
No problem. All right, let's see here. Hilliard Hendricks, Estelle, you're gonna make your big sister swoon. You know that? Me uninstalls Trails in the Sky demo 15 minutes in.
Okay, yeah. So that's it's look. I don't get doing any spoilers, but I mean, they do in the beginning of the game. They're not really brother and sister. Everybody, it's okay. There's a little bit of stepbrother energy to the game for sure. Now, Dan, don't worry about that.
All right, then. Big Fresh 37 says, ever hear of on Fire Escape that Dan frequently says he never listens to other video game podcasts, but he's always in your chat.
He's a good friend.
He's a good.
And also, this show's just so entertaining. He couldn't miss it.
Yeah, he couldn't help himself. He just finds himself here. I think he will listen to stuff like our stuff like live while we're doing it while he's gaming or whatever. I don't think he seeks out too many podcasts on like a podcatcher beyond that one wrestling podcast.
He likes
Deadlock.
Deadlock, I believe.
Yep. Dat Boy Jerry says, you all see the Puzzle Quest remaster Match 3 GOAT? Yeah, that got announced a while back, right? A few weeks back. I never played much Puzzle Quest. I know people who really, really got into it.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit on the PSP, I think, Puzzle Quest 1. That was a good time. It's like Puzzle Quest 2 didn't hit the same. They did like a Marvel Puzzle Quest, and that didn't hit quite the same, but there was something about Puzzle Quest 1.
Yep.
I would be curious to play it again.
Yeah, I've always been curious about it, and it's like, maybe this will be the time I actually check it out. Holy shit, YouTube's website sucks. All right, Adam Steen says, I just saw Sonic Racing Transformed has a Yogs Cast DLC. Yeah, there was that time where like that Yogs Cast Minecraft YouTubers or whatever they were had like they were making games and they were in a bunch of games. That was just a weird time. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some weird characters on there. Yeah, gosh, look at this thing. That's wild. Danica Patrick was in it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph was in it. Not John C. Reilly doing the voice. Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform. It's just
Crash. Yep.
It's just weird.
Oh my God. Literally the second I said just crash, it crashes. All right. And now I can just refresh it and it'll work better. So that's fantastic. YouTube, you're just really good at this. All right, let's see here. I think we're at Antonio Morales, who says, I have a $50 gift card. What game should I get that was released either this month or releasing in October that is a must-play for the year? Penis.
Well, Silksong's only $20.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're, how excited or interested you are in that. It depends. I mean, if you like JRPGs, you probably should get Trails in the Sky first chapter.
Can you get Hades 2 and Silksong for the $50? That sounds right.
What is Hades 2 might be like 40, right?
It might be 40,
Maybe.
yeah.
Might be 30 or 40.
But I bet it's 30.
Isn't it 30 now and then it's gonna go up to 40 once it's like 1.0?
That's also possible, yeah. That's how early access software works. Okay, so get it both right now.
Yeah. It looks like it's 30 right now. So yeah.
You're a physical collector. Okay. Physical
collector.
collector.
Physical.
Well, then maybe pre-order physical Hades, which is coming out later this year. Maybe that's the move.
Trails in the Sky has a physical version. I wonder if is that a game key card thing on the Switch too? I don't know.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, it's rough for physical collecting out there. Borderlands 4 had a physical release and everything.
Silent Hill F is a that has
Silent
to have
Hill F actually. Yeah, it might not be. I mean, that's probably going to be more like 70 or 60, right? But
yeah, Marino says physical Hades is $50 and it's out November 20th. So maybe
obviously Tactics also soon. There will be a physical copy of that. There is no Switch 2 physical for Trails. Well, that's not shocking either, actually.
Yeah. All right. El Grug says obligatory state of play predictions question. Yeah, Mike, you want to? This is happening tomorrow, so here's your chance.
I feel like I think I and everyone else always over predicts state of play.
Our nature, yeah.
The only thing they said they're going to show is that House Smart game. I can't ever remember what it's called.
Saros.
Saros. Okay, so yeah, so there's that. I really feel like we got to see something on Wolverine soon. That could somehow not be here. That could be Game Awards or something else. But it seems like a pretty good place for that. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be third-party stuff. Capcom is doing something for TGS, and I think for that they're like, we're not showing Resident Evil Requiem there.
They're going to show it at State of Play. Yeah.
So let's show something about that.
I think that's part of. I think there's a rumor out there, and they're like, and people are like, and they're going to show a surprising character as a part of it. And everyone's like, yeah, we know, we get it, we know who that is. Yeah.
And that God of War spinoff, the 2D one, that's been rumored. You've talked about that. Makes sense to show that here too.
I've never said it's for sure going to be there, but but like you said, makes sense. I bet it does show up there. So
I watched one YouTube short of a God of War Valhalla cutscene, and now I get so many just God of War cutscene recommendations.
That'll do it.
Like, I watch them sometimes. Like, yeah, this game's cutscenes are pretty good.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll take
that. They're not even cutscenes, right? Because this camera just moves. I'm in a little bit of a God of War mood, I suppose. This will be interesting because I think it already is a canon part of the story that in between the Greek and Nordic stuff, he went to Egypt. So it's just kind of like showing what that looks like. Yeah, sure, let's get it.
Yeah, that Egypt would be like the next real God of War. This one's going back to Greek, so the Metroidvania.
Oh, my bad. Okay,
yeah, no worries. Ali Miracle says, I have been listening to Dan forever, and this is the first time I am shoot hot. Come on, lol. Yeah.
He did say earlier that he just remembered how he had to bail out the banks, and that made him mad.
Yes, there you go. So and now he's on your side. Class warfare. He's solidarity. Venture says, Dan, someone should do something about this Wall Street I'm just learning about. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, once you get him shoot hot, he's going to go change the world. So any minute
There you
now.
go.
Mikey O'Leary says, anyway, Dan has seen The Big Short and rated it 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. You're correct. He wouldn't retain it. Yeah, I'm not. It's fine. He doesn't need to go watch this.
Dan Rucker says, I dare you all to tell me how a stock market thing in 2008 affected you.
It made the dollar here go to the fucking roof, and it made like inflation go to like everything you bought. It was super
everything got more expensive. Gas, like everything was more expensive.
Argentina, by the way.
Everyone in our entire generation had less money than we would have had otherwise for a decade straight, and we have not, as a cohort, recovered from that.
It affected Japan. Imagine it was like a global thing because like so much of the global economy.
Yes.
Can I get a TLDR, Christopher? I genuinely don't know. Just give me the cliff notes. How does a stock market thing in the U.S. affect Argentina?
Christian, let me explain real quick. The whole world was invested in U.S. housing. Like Irish, because it was because everyone said they lied and said it was perfectly safe. Who doesn't pay their mortgage?
Do that.
Yeah, they shouldn't. Someone should have gone to fucking jail, and no one did. And that's why there was stuff like Occupy Wall Street. Do you remember this? Occupy Wall Street. People were saying
I thought that was years later.
It was like in the wake of that. It was all in the wake of that. It was a years long thing.
Remember how Bernie Sanders got real popular?
Yeah.
Remember just like everyone talking about socialist more, and all of a sudden everyone tried to make socialism a scary word because people suddenly thought that socialism sounded pretty good. So the right was like, oh, that's like basically just saying you're a terrorist.
Yep. And
I'm wrestling with two things here. I'm wrestling with like, I didn't know it was this bad, and I didn't know it's crazy that these people were doing all this shit and they didn't get punished for it at all, and that
no
the
one got
taxpayer
punished.
had to pay for it. That's insane. But also wrestling with like, how did that affect normal people in other countries and things like that? That's what I don't understand. Like, that's a whole thing I never considered.
Like there was a time where in Australia at that moment there was a huge industry of support studios supporting game developers in the United States because of the 2008 financial crisis and because it was like hard for people to like borrow money and all that stuff. All of those studios basically closed down. Like an entire industry's worth of game developers lost their jobs in one country. Now that happened. That was repeated all over the world in different versions, but that's just one version of it. It is the most consequential thing that has happened in your life, Dan.
Dude, I literally until now, and like I wanted, like I'm not going to take up more of your time here, but my entire last 20 years or whatever, I thought it was like, the stock market dipped down for like 6 months and then it was all fine.
No.
I didn't think there were any lasting ramifications.
It hasn't been fine since then.
I would look at the Dow a lot, like the history of the Dow, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that was a little hiccup for like 6 months, but everything's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had ongoing things.
Right, and it was like Wall Street and is not the economy, right? So it's like that was they found ways that they got bailed out, right, and they all got paid bonuses, and the rest of the economy is where the suffering was really felt, and that's the global economy.
Also have in mind that a lot of countries have their treasure in dollars because the dollar is supposed to be a stable currency.
Don't do that. Tell your congressman, Christopher, they shouldn't bank on us.
It's not even just that. Like,
it's not good. Don't trust us.
It's not even just that. Like you have to have dollars to like buy certain things like oil and stuff like that.
Dollars. Don't use our dollars.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that. Actually.
Is that bad too? What's happening there?
That's not
Argentina edition I can watch.
Hey, we had inflation. They had more.
We have something called hyperinflation. We need to invent a word for that because it was so fucked up.
Yep.
So you don't want to do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Google some stuff and I'm gonna be radicalized on Black Club. Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Incredible. All right.
I think we have a handful more here. I'll get through them real quick here. Let's see here. think we're at Greg Jagger, who says, I never get to see this live, but needed to let you know. When you were doing the Mount Rushmore of Kirby games, I loudly declared, I will become a terrorist if Dream Course is not on that mountain. I think we did.
You're safe with us.
I think we saved you there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're safe with us.
There was never any doubt there. Sultan Abazi says, you're a nice person, Mike. It's okay if you accidentally flagged your family phone account for fraud.
Thank you for understanding.
No one thinks you did it because you were mean. Yeah.
I was just a real jerk about it.
Cody Bishop says, people lost their homes and unalived themselves. Yeah, I mean, there's always like anytime the stock market dips like a certain percentage or unemployment rises, there are just absolutely associated deaths with that. Alejandro Reyes says, thanks for radicalizing Dan. Yeah, look, we know he's on our side at the end once we explain it to him. But, that's a lot. It takes a lot of energy. All right, Mike, that does it for the Super Chats. Back to you.
Well, good stuff there. Thank you. All right, everybody. We're going to take a break. Be right back. We have a mailbag to get to. So hold on. Don't go anywhere. No tabby touchy, as I used to say once upon a time. We're bringing that back. Remember that bit? It's back.
That's good.
In Pog form, which was on Pog Juice, apparently.
I can't believe tabby touchy's only like a year old. It's like the high five.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's how old. It's not even quite. When was all that? We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Jeff, I want you to attack a mailman, give me letters, and be a dog when you do it. Okay,
Bite.
Very good. Bite, attack. Good stuff. Imagine that they're bankers from 2008.
All right, bang!
Oh no! What have I done?
Oh, shit! I'm holding a gun! Oh my god!
Oh my god! It's literally the Conan O'Brien bit. What was that? Like Peaches now.
Why do you give him a gun? That's what.
All right. Well, the pivot here. Jim says, "God, my glasses are fogging." Heyo, dogs. Wanted to post a Silksong hypothetical. As people were bragging about beating bosses before patches made them easier, how many would have gone back if they had made them harder instead? I don't know. Some people would have gone back. I think, mostly just the people who are on the boss are going to play the boss. I don't know. I would not have been like, I got to go back and see what the hard mode version of this boss is like or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like I like the idea of adding a hard mode, but maybe like a gauntlet mode where they're more difficult. You know what I would like is anytime something adds a roguelite mode and they're like, oh, we'll increase the difficulty, or you can increase the difficulty as you're going using special stuff like that, and that would be a fun way to experience those things. I don't know if any game or a game like Silksong lends itself to that, but hey, I'll always try something like this if it's available to me.
One of the DLCs for Hollow Knight 1 was a kind of boss rush thing that was thematic and tied to the story. There will almost certainly be one of those for DLC for this game eventually. So I think I would be excited to check.
That's right. They do
have
a lot of support. Yeah.
Yeah. They already announced that. There was an arena in the other game too, which was a ton of fun.
Okay, that sounds good. Yes.
That. Yeah. So we're uploading down. Did I skeet that around so I get? I meant now. All right.
People get it.
I have to delete tweet. Can you read the next one, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're on that.
No, I'll just do that. You take your time. From Jamie H. Christmas Eve, how likely is something in the state of play from PlayStation first party to come to Nintendo Switch? And if so, what do you think it could be? So far, what have we had from Sony first party end up on Nintendo in one form or another?
Well, MLB The Show. In one form or the other. Patapon,
yes.
And what's the other one that happened around?
Lego Horizon, that's it. Lego Horizon. That's the one that was just straight up published by PlayStation. PlayStation owns all these games, one way or the other. But yeah, how likely?
I think what else would fit for that right now?
I still think you do a definitive Collectors of Gravity Rush and you put it out on Switch too, as well as PlayStation.
I'd really like that. Yeah, everyone's golf. That's right. That's kind of in that wheelhouse as well.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish they'd do more, especially some of their older stuff. Like, give me like classic Ratchet and Clank trilogy on my Switch 2 or something like that. I think that'd be awesome, but I don't know if they're gonna dig that deep.
Yeah. Do you want me to read the next one from Margot?
Yes, I think I'm ready again. Margot says, "Hey boys, I recently found Giant Bomb. I want to say thanks for all the great work you guys do. My question is related to one of Dan's sound alerts I've heard on stream. Oh God, I may have missed the lore, but Mike, can you explain why you got the urge at a Disney Cafe? I did not. It was the Rainforest Cafe." And I told a story about how they had one of these tube toys, and like when you play with the toy, it kind of looks like you're doing a jerking motion. And I was playing with it. My dad said, "Stop doing that, son. It looks like you're doing something weird." That was the extent of the story. That Dan was just like, "Yeah, Mike jerked off in the Rainforest Cafe." So then I said the words, "I did not."
No.
And
You
it said that.
You said no.
Stop saying.
I never.
blah 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 blah.
I never said I jerked off at a Rainforest Cafe.
It's not as fun as jacking off in a Rainforest Cafe.
That's right. Yeah. So then Dan did some snipping there, and this it says, "I'm so lucky that his audio mixer sound pads don't work anymore." I noticed there's been fewer of those lately.
I was wondering what happened.
So yes, to be clear, I did not commit any crimes.
Yeah.
Tuber says, if Samus had babies with her new bike, would the baby be one of the racers in the hit PS2 racing game Kinetica?
I see
Either
it.
that or one of the unicycles and uniracers.
Really? That's one or the other? That's your only
It's
option?
just that, yeah, that's it.
Just a
Kinetica or uniracer.
Just a little unibike. What are those fucking things called? With eyes, like rare eyes on them? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just like, I don't think they even had eyes. I think
You're
they
right.
were
they
just kind of,
unicycles? Jesus.
they're just unicycles. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's where my brain goes to.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Oh, God.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kinetica. Jesus.
These things have pronounced nipples.
I'd hit it.
Slane says Super Mario Bros. Is now closer to World War II than it is to the present day. Any tips for slowing down the inevitable march of time? You could stay awake longer.
You can like you can become taller because the further your head away is from the ground, because of like the way the angle from the center of the earth, your head will age slower than your feet. So just do that. Become taller.
There you go. Next up here is from Randy Bitchford. It says, Jeff, did Meep originate from SpongeBob? My 4-year-old is playing one of the SpongeBob platformers, and the fish say Meep, so he has organically started calling them all Meeps.
No, that's okay. What episode is that? Actually, tell me what episode that is, because I have the first 100 on DVD that in the van, and we've been going through them, and then they watch it at home sometimes. No, Addie was maybe 3. I don't even think she was 3 years old, and Steph didn't know where she went. She's like, "Wait, where'd she go?" We were like, "I think we might have been getting ready for bed or something," and we went looking for her in the house, and said, "Well, she must be getting into something." So we went in the basement, and she was in the basement going through all of their, like, they have these big buckets of toys, and she was going through all these like tiny little toys, little animal toys, and she had them like all separated. All the like crap monkeys and elephants were over here, and she had like 5 or 6 lobsters in front of her, and she just turns to her mom and says, "I got them," and then she started calling them Meeps, and then ever since then, lobsters have been her favorite animals, and then anything that's kind of like a lobster is a Meep. No nose, no eyebrows, as she would have said back then. Eyebrows, yeah. And that's, pinchers and all that stuff. Beady little eyes, all that really helps with being a Meep.
Fantastic. Next one is from Chris 2K. Hi, Mike. I'm a tolerant person, but I draw the line at people who don't like the Metroid Prime 4 trailer, Minotti. And Jeff, if anyone mentions console generations to me one more time, I'll make sure this is their last generation, Grubb. Let's do a feel-good question. What video game music track instantly transports you back to a warm and fuzzy childhood memory?
I mean, anything from Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, because the warmest, fuzziest childhood memory is one I've talked about a bunch. Is playing Donkey Kong Country when it comes out during Thanksgiving break with my family, all in town and at the house, and they're all upstairs, and it's warm and fuzzy, and it smells nice because food's cooking, and there's lots of laughter and all that stuff. So that whole soundtrack really hits hard for that.
Yeah, just trying to think. I mean, I think of like Final Fantasy 6 stuff, specifically Final Fantasy 3 on SNES, because we would rent that so much. So that's just such a transport me back to my bedroom playing video games on that CRT kind of era. But a lot of stuff, anything that's NES from then is just gonna immediately transport me like that. Always Be Clothing says, with Hades 2 on the horizon, what games will you be adding to your I'll get to this eventually pile? DK Bonanza will get finished eventually. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely Death Stranding 2. I'm like making sure I don't preemptively do that with Ghost of Yote. I don't know why.
I know.
I just am lacking enthusiasm for that upcoming release when I liked the first one quite a lot. So I gotta make sure. But otherwise, I don't know. Not just anything else. Trails in the Sky, I'm already feeling ooh, people are specifically Mike, why aren't you playing that? And I kind of get it. Right, I'm the JRPG guy in a podcast that doesn't have a ton of those, so I should be checking that out and talking about it. So I need to get on that train. Well, Monster Train 2, speaking of trains, was one of them, and I finally played that. Actually, I beat my third run. I did a run after Bombcast and went through that. Yeah, I had a really good time with that.
Yeah, I mean, the crew has other people on Silent Hill F, so I might place that aside, but also that'd be a nice spooky game to play in October, so I'm not decided on that one yet. I'm definitely going to be playing Baby Steps. Let's see. It probably is Death Stranding 2, but that's one I want to dedicate some time to after I finish Silksong and some other stuff. Clair Obscure Expedition 33 will be finished here very soon. Yeah, we'll see. Crossworlds. Other than what we play on the site, I'll probably get back to that with the kids maybe early next year or something.
All right, next up is from Lenny Cooljic Denver. Hey, Mike, the Browns beat the Packers, who beat the Lions, so suck it, Jeff. But Naughty and Jeff thinking about feet in Hideo Kojima all day. Grubb, with Mario Wonder getting a Switch 2 DLC, but no first-party free Switch 2 upgrades announced at the Direct, are the free Switch 2 upgrades dead, like Jan's electricity?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe that's all we got.
Yeah, that's weird, but it does feel that way, right?
I mean, it feels like why we didn't get free upgrades for things like the Xenoblade games, because they probably want to charge us for those.
Yeah,
right?
God, you're right. That's why we haven't gotten it. Yeah, that stinks. I guess it's better that we got some than nothing, but that also is Stockholm Syndrome that Nintendo has me in. So, no, yeah, that stinks. That's bad.
Blazing Noah says, can we get a friendly wager between you two for the Lions-Brown game this week? Mission already accomplished, so we're good there. Thank you, Blazing. Michael Riley says, hello, dogs. If you had to commit 1 hour a day for the rest of your life to one of these 3 activities, which would you choose? Playing Roblox, playing VR games, giving a lecture on why console generations, including the breakdown between which consoles or which generation matters. I guess VR games. I'd like to hope that if I played VR games an hour a day, I'd eventually start feeling better while doing them. I would still get so hot. I always get hot playing them. I run hot naturally. You can see from my glasses just fogging up from sitting here and being slightly
animated. Does your window in your car, the one closest to you, fog up when you sit in it? That happens to me quite frequently. Not all the time. Not all the time, but even if we're in a car with multiple people and the windows start fogging up, mine will fog up first, the one I'm closest to.
We just run hot. Run hot.
Grubbs run hot. That's a family motto.
If it's VR games, I can make it Beat Saber and it's this physical activity, something.
Yeah, commit 1 hour a day for the rest of your life to one day. Yeah, it would be VR because that would be exercise. I would do the exercise stuff. Yep, for sure.
Keywork says, sup, homies. Hope you all had a good time at the Cleveland Gaming Classic. As someone in Central Florida, where the retro gaming scene is pretty lacking, I'm looking into going to one of these conventions for a weekend next year. Any suggestions to which one I should look into and any pro tips? Thanks. I mean, the Cleveland one is fun. I think Milwaukee has a pretty big one. That people like quite a bit. It's like the Midwest Gaming Classic, something else.
Yeah, that one's gets name dropped quite frequently.
Yeah, the Midwest Gaming Classic. That's it. So
Philadelphia has too many games, which I know attracts a lot of East Coast YouTubers and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to find out when the Midwest Gaming Classic is, because I would kind of like to go to it. Because I see people always are doing videos and whatnot there.
The Portland one people like a lot. I can't remember what it's called.
Wasn't that one also recently?
Yeah. I think there's kind of a season for these things, and it's usually through the summer and stuff like that. But yeah, I know that Kelsey goes out to the Portland one and gets a lot of games out there for Pink Gorilla and things like that.
Midwest Gaming Classics, it happens around late April 24th. So I wouldn't mind going to that. I have a buddy who lives in Milwaukee, not too far from where Dan is, right? So.
Oh, the PRGE is in 2 weeks, I think, says Cody Clements.
Oh, neat.
Let's go.
I think one is happening in Pittsburgh in like a month or two. Also, I never go
Right.
to it because I kind of I spend so much at the Cleveland one already, so I haven't been to the Pittsburgh one. Maybe I should just check it out anyway, see what it's like, see if it's any good. Okay. Ali Miracle says, "Good evening, Universal Adult Mike Minotti and Feet Fetish Sleuth Jeffrey Grubb. You ever just hear a song that you haven't heard in a long time? Something like suddenly hearing, as a random example, Cleveland Rocks. Next, you blink and you're watching the Drew Carey Show. Anywho, what song or noise would make you go back to a game, show, or movie after hearing it? Like when you hear the sonic ring at a gas station, just to feel something at this point." I was so confused when I heard the sonic rings at a gas station the first time. I was like, the guy there was like, did you do that? Did you like Sonic? And they're like looking at me like I'm a crazy person.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's it's like a register noise at the gas station.
Yeah, something with like their digital cards or something. I don't know.
Right, who knows?
Strange. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it might have happened with Cleveland Rocks and the Drew Carey Show with me recently, where it's like I heard that song, and also I think it was just like Drew Carey was being kind of cool, and I was like, I should go watch more Drew Carey Show. That's a good show.
Classic. Yeah, I don't know. Might not have a great answer for this one. I don't know.
Sure.
I'm going back to old shit all the time already.
Yeah, that's a big
I
part of it.
I hear lots of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of times those noises are coming from me. Yeah, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, usually I'm making the noise.
yeah.
Nintendo that one. Nintendo says, "I just beat Donkey Kong Bonanza, and given Mario Odyssey is my favorite game of all time, I was curious which you think is a better game that you've had time to get over, DK Bonanza or Mario Odyssey. I think I still prefer Odyssey, but I like Bonanza a lot." Oh, look, I like Bonanza a lot, like it a ton. I don't know if I ever thought I liked it more than Mario Odyssey, which I think is like my second favorite game ever on my list right now. So yeah, it's Odyssey still.
Yeah, I think I was playing it the whole time as like, this is an incredible compliment to Mario Odyssey, where it's like, boy, they took a lot of those ideas and did something different that feels completely unique and can stand on its own. And I'm glad we have both of them. If I had to pick, I would pick Odyssey. But Bonanza's it's right there. It really is right there.
The Edchar Wolf says, "What's up, good dog and bad dog? What do you guys think is the largest gap between how much you love a game and your skill at said game? Playing Metal Gear Solid Delta made me realize that even though I'm a massive Metal Gear fanboy, I'm absolutely terrible at stealth. Also, boys, don't forget, Mess of a Guest quarterly predictions is coming up." Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
It's already the end of the third quarter of the year somehow. So yeah, gosh, seems like we just did that.
Yeah, we did it a little bit late, but still, it flew by for sure. There's definitely a couple in there where I was like, oh, yep, I think I went lower than like Sonic Racing. I think you have that one. I went kind of low on that one. I remember that. So it's like, oh boy, it could be another beating for me.
Yeah, like I remember the Battlefield 6 beta recently. It's like I like Battlefield.
Yeah,
If you ask me, it's like, would you rather play Battlefield or Call of Duty? I'm like, I like Battlefield more. Boy, am I bad at Battlefield. I don't know if I was ever good at it. That's how bad I felt I was in the beta.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I was ever any good at this because this was terrible.
Yep, that's definitely the answer for me. Is I enjoy playing Battlefield and I stink at it. I got okay at Call of Duty. Never came close to that in Battlefield.
I like respect RTSs and I'm not very good at them. I bet if I liked them a little bit more and put more time in them, I'd be fine. But there's that. Screaming Man says, "Hey Mike, haha, my team beat Turbo Sean's team Minotti, and Jeff, haha, my team plays Mike's team in week 4. Grubb, I'm currently in Colorado sightseeing at Rocky Mountain National Park. If you two had to go sightseeing in a Nintendo setting, where would you go? Can we go to Fandrana Drifts to sightsee? It might be dangerous, but
Can I cheat and say Nintendo Land, the game? And I would ride those rides.
It's also sanitized and gross in Nintendo Land. I don't know. I didn't like even though it's like, you think I would like that, right?
Right.
Nintendo theme park, I did not really like the aesthetic of Nintendo Land. It was like a Nintendo theme park brought to you by the people who invented Mii's, right?
Yeah,
like that's the
right.
vibe.
All right, the Mii Plaza then. I'll just go there and see what celebrities come through.
Yeah. What's the island that like Pilot Wings Resort takes place in and Wii Sports Resort Walla Walu or something?
Like Wahoo Island or something like that?
Wahoo Island. Yeah, I want to go to Wahoo Island.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Next up is
Woohoo.
from Sludge Reinhold. "Hey dogs, I've realized that pre-2010s indie gaming are a big blind spot for me. Recently played the re-release of the Weirdo RPG Off on Switch, but I was wondering if you have any other suggestions." Yeah, I've talked about how much I like Braid a bunch on here. I think Castle Crashers is still a very good time. That had to be from around then. Gosh, there's like the other big ones like Fez, which I was only ever okay on Fez. Super. Man, I wonder what like it's like playing Super Meat Boy or N Plus still these days. You know?
I mean, there's a lot of games inspired by those, so I bet it holds up just fine.
What about Splosion Man and Miss Splosion Man?
Miss Splosion Man.
Think about...
I don't know if people think about them, but both very good games. Miss Splosion Man especially is good.
Yeah, it's ugly, but it's good.
Yeah, right. There was a time when ugly but good. Just check out any Xbox Live Summer of Arcade game for the most part. There was a couple there where like every single one was a banger. And there was some lesser years as well, but those are the ones to go to.
Played that one Xbox Live Arcade game that everyone was freaking out because it was like actually a 3D game with really good water physics. And everyone's like, whoa, this isn't just some 2D whatever.
Right.
And I don't think anyone ever thinks about it anymore.
Right. What would you saying you can't remember the name of it? Because I'm trying
Oh, no, I have no, it's Hydro.
Yeah, Hydrophobia?
Prosody. Maybe it was just Hydrophobia. Hydrophobia, that's the one.
It says Hydrophobia. Okay, yeah, that's right, man.
It. Well, there you go. All right, and then lastly here from James Pies, could Hornet from Silksong or Princess what's her name from Hades 2?
Melinaway?
Melinaway.
Yeah.
From Hades 2 make the new Smash roster given their importance on Switch 2. I'd also love to see a stage inspired by either of a Sherman Assist Trophy to boot. I think those would be incredible additions. Yeah, because they gestured at the indie games a little bit when they put they give you like a Mii costume for Sans from Undertale, and part of me is like, boy, Undertale is such a big deal. Actually, I think you should have just put Sans in. And gosh, I think doing Hornet, that would be an incredible Smash record. That's actually like almost now my new number one that I want the most. Gosh, same thing for the new Hades 2 character, or you could just do Zagreus from Hades 1. Those would both also be amazing. Yeah, that's right. They should really dig into that a little bit more. Gosh, Shovel Knight was an assist trophy in the last one. Just let me play a Shovel Knight. I'd be so stoked for that.
Yeah, I bet Nintendo's feeling on that. I don't know if it's changed. Maybe they just sort of awakened and recognized it's like, oh, these are the games that are selling really well on Switch. Yeah, put the Golf Story kit in there. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff they could do.
Exactly. All right. That's it for the mailbag. We got some more super chats, got some games to talk about here. Let's take a quick break. We'll come up and we'll come back and we'll wrap up the show.
Yay.
Yeah. We are back. Jeff, I know we've both been playing a lot of Silksong. And I finished that. Gosh, just can't stop thinking about it. Actually, still kind of just want to go back anyways. Although what I've been doing while waiting for Hades 2 is actually, I've been in such a tennis mood that I remember, I played through that Mario Golf Game Boy Color game on NSO, the one with the RPG mode. And again, I played the GBA ones of those, but I missed the Game Boy Color one somehow. It's like, oh, there's a tennis one of those as well. I'll do that. So actually, I've been playing quite a lot of the story mode in Mario Tennis for Game Boy Color.
They're both so good. Yeah. I think I was playing that Mario Tennis one summer. I think it's the summer where I had my first kiss. I remember having Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color and getting kissed. That's that summer. That's a good game though, even when you're not smooching.
Yeah, it's like tennis is like so simple. You don't have to do too much to it. Gosh, it feels so good. It is so funny, these story modes, because like the first 15 hours you're playing it, there's nothing Mario about them. And I kind of love that about it. You're just some kid at some tennis academy. You kind of work your way up ladders, and then I just made it to the travel team, so I'm on a resort right now. I don't even know if the Mario characters are going to show up at this resort yet. And I've been playing quite a bit. It's just very satisfying. You win a match, you get some points, you got to upgrade your character, and sometimes upgrading one section will cause you to lose some points on another, so you have to be a little thoughtful about it. Even though a lot of the RPG stuff in it is a little fluff, there's a cafe you go to talk to people. You don't have to. They don't have anything that important to say. It's kind of just fun that I can, so I'm going to pretend this is an RPG, I suppose. Then, the tennis gameplay feels great. So this has been a very nice, I am watching a lot of longer YouTube videos again, because I like long YouTube videos about video games.
Me
darn
too.
it.
Yes, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
So I'm just watching those, playing some Mario Tennis, and it is a good time.
Yeah, it's one I've not played in a very long time. When I do go back, I tend to go back to the golf games. I don't know why. There's something about going out on a golf like go to play golf for 18 holes feels like a quest for some reason, and tennis doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's like it's just as good. Of course it is.
Although the tennis matches are longer than you expect because you have to
That's
get
right.
like quite a through. You have to beat so many sets, which means you have to beat so many games. Right, game, set, match. So like even just like one of these, okay, this is like maybe a 15-minute situation here. So yeah, but I know what you mean. Like there is something about the golf setup that almost feels more inherently compatible with an RPG gimmick. There are some aspects of that do feel a little simpler than even the golf stuff, but it's still really good, and it's scratching an itch I have right now for one of these.
Yep, I did I always boot it up for a little bit at the very least to just kind of touch it when I get like a new handheld device, and I played a little bit of that on the Analog Pocket when I got that, but it was much more of Mario Golf Game Boy Color that I was playing. Anything else, Mike?
That's it from me. And anything else from you aside from Silksong? Anything else you want to say about Silksong?
Silksong's fantastic, but we've talked about it a lot. I was telling people earlier, I'm gonna try to track down the fleas. I think that's like one of the last major things I need to do to open up some new stuff in the game. So I'm excited to keep playing more of that. But I'm done with games, Mike. It's all about TV now. I'm watching TV on my Switch too. All right, you see this thing here? Look at that.
Is this Blippo Plus?
This is Blippo
the
Plus.
hot new streaming service.
That's right. It is. It's cool. It's fun. They nailed what they're going for here. Where it is, it's all pre-recorded. It is a sort of alternate reality streaming service. I think it might actually in the lore of the world. I think it's a streaming service from another planet. And
that Rick and Morty episode.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. And then there's episodes or shows about all kinds of different things, but every once in a while you'll get a certain tidbit of information. They'll offhandedly mention something about something that's happening in their world, and I guess that gets revealed over time, and you can kind of just go through these channels and watch all these videos, and there's some slightly interactive cable service games and things like that that you can go play to learn more about how this whole Blippo thing works. And I like the idea. It's much more of an art installation sort of thing. Very little of it is a video game, but it kind of only works when on a video game system or a computer or something like that. And I just like the idea of a bunch of comedians in LA filming these things and coming up with their own world and then putting that out as a video game on the Nintendo Switch. It's cool. And then actually channel surfing feels right. That's something kids today really don't do. Is channel surf with a remote controlling their cable box, and this does a good job of emulating that experience. And it's not something I would ever want to go back to necessarily, but I do get a strong sense of nostalgia of oh yeah, that was what it was like back then, and we do not have that anymore. So yeah, it's interesting. I want to do something with it. This might be one of those I stream for an hour or two before a Game Mess morning sometime in the next week or two.
I actually got a code for this for PC, so I kind of want to check this one out as well.
It was originally on the play date, so it was in that 1-bit just black and white coloring.
You brought this up, and Chuck was like, "You mean that Playdate game?" And I was about to be like, no, this is some kind of FMV thing. What are you talking about?" And then you said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
They originally made it for Playdate, and it was so all these videos were in that black and white and stuff, and it had a really strong look there. I'm happy to see even in color. It still carries forth, it's actually sometimes it's still in black and white. Or it has, there's a spicy channel that has the scramble stuff on it. It's you're watching the scramble channel.
You're watching the Playboy TV.
Yeah.
Without the password.
Exactly. So they just do a good job of nailing all those aspects. But in color, it still looks fantastic.
Incredible. Gosh, that's an experience I didn't know I wanted back in a video game. Was watching blurry Playboy TV because you're at a sleepover and your friend's father has it.
I think that's a nipple. I think I saw a nipple.
I think one time we actually started writing down what we thought was every possible 4 number combination. We thought we were really gaming. Incredible. Gosh, the things we had to do for porn back then.
Mm-hmm. Different world.
All right. Why don't we read the rest of these super chats, then we'll start getting out of here.
I probably spent hundreds of hours waiting for blurry nipples, says Dan. I wouldn't be like, Dan, that's absurd, but hundreds of hours is. I probably got close to that. Sure, yeah, at least 100 hours. Just like had it
was
on
like- it
while I
was-
was doing something else.
Yeah, once I realized I just had Skinamax, like, and I had a TV in my bedroom. Oh
Yeah,
boy,
that's
oh
probably
boy.
yeah. You're the same. Where it's like, oh yeah, okay. At a certain time on Cinemax, it's gonna happen, and
I mean,
that'll do
I
it.
told my Clockwork Orange story before. I think.
All right, let's get to these super chats here. I think we have Symbiosis is up there. We got Konoga, Grey Goblin. Okay, we got quite a few. All right, from Alejandro Rea. Oh no, that's the one that says thanks for radicalizing Dan. So then we go to the Grey Goblin. Be real. Was the real reason for the fandom split because the CEO finally got the license to hunt man on his island and he tried to invite all of you? I would have gone had he done that.
Fun.
I always wanted to be a pest in a pest situation.
Yeah.
Kono Neko Sama says, if you all are able to, can you give me an over-under on Final Fantasy Tactics Open Critic score? I would put the over-under at 84. I think 84.
Maybe. I think 86.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see what the original, how the original reviewed.
I feel like I feel like this game's more revered now than even.
Yeah, you're right, and it's going to be self-selecting. Someone,
because back then there was a little bit of pixels.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. It's going to be self-selection bias a little bit. The people that will review this game are going to be the people who like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, but there's that the main new mode here does have some changes, and people might not like that. The things that they change specifically, I don't know. I bet the voice acting that they do is going to be good.
I bet it'll be fine.
I'm not too worried about that.
Yep. Yeah. From Symbiosis, do you guys have any takes on the mod Retro Chromatic? Plays old and new native Game Boy / Game Boy Color game carts. Thinking of getting one. That's Palmer Lucky's company, and I think he's scum. So I'm not going to get that. I think as long as he stays in his lane and doesn't try to become the default anything in the retro gaming space, that's fine. But I don't want that fucker coming into retro games and being like, oh, FPGA consoles are all going to run through me. That would be a goddamn nightmare. I go to play old games to get away from fucking freaks like that. So, yeah, not that Symbiosis, it seems like you didn't know the Palmer Lucky stuff. And, at the same time, if someone wants one of these things, I'm not going to judge you. So that's fine. This is my own personal situation with this. But yeah, Mod Retro, I'm just not going to be doing that stuff because I really.
It's so weird. It's like an official release of the Rayman Game Boy Color game on this thing for $45. What?
Yeah, and he's trying to position the M64, the Mod Retro 64, which is their equivalent to what Analog's doing with the Analog 3D, as kind of a replacement for the Mister. And that's what I'm worried about. Is no, I want Mister to be open source over here, separate from the guy who's trying to sell AI missiles to the goddamn government. Yeah, go to hell. Jared Helder says, my top 2 games this year aren't getting talked about. Mike, have you checked out Citizen Sleeper 2? Jeff, have you played Lonely Mountains Snow Riders? Mike, go first.
You go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Lonely Mountains Snow Riders.
Did you say I can go first, or you say Mike go first?
I said Mike could go first. Yeah.
I thought you said I could go first. I am sorry.
No, it's okay. No problem. I played a little bit of Snow Riders. It didn't win me over the way I thought it would. I probably need to give it more time. I love snowboarding games, and I like Lonely Mountains Downhill a ton. I should go back. Really, for one of those games, though, it helps if I have a bunch of friends playing, so we could do some leaderboard chasing. That's my kink, and that doesn't seem to have happened. Although I bet if I go on there, I'll see some friends who have played, and I could just kind of try to beat their scores or whatever. Mike, did you ever play Citizen Sleeper 1?
No, I think most I know about it is actually, I think the Besties were really into it, and I was listening to them a bunch that year, right? I remember everybody really liked that one.
I started it up. It was because I think Jam was going to talk about it during Game of the Year, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I liked what I played of it. It's very much a book, It's you're a lot of reading, and that's the whole game for the most part. At least that's to my memory. I'm
looking at it. That's what it looks like, yeah.
But I think they nailed for what they were going for, and people seem to really like it. And it's not like some massive game, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. A dice-driven RPG. Okay, so is it kind of a? I have not actually played Disco Elysium yet, but is it a Disco Elysium like?
It is kind of in that vein, but Disco Elysium has a lot more going on. Boy, Disco Elysium is really good.
Maybe I'll Mega Man this one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That'd be fun to see. Mikey O'Leary says, feel bad for calling out Dan / The Big Short to balance it out, or regarding The Big Short, to balance it out. Mike said Margot Robbie was in The Big Short. He's thinking of The Wolf of Wall Street. Mike, would you like the floor?
I think there's a follow-up one here, but when I saw this, I mean, it was like, oh no, I'm pretty sure that was her in that bathtub scene, but I don't watch that many movies. I guess I don't know. I say stupid things sometimes. Another classic Mikey goof. Jeff, did I done goof?
The same.
Oh yeah, all blonde Hollywood movie stars with golden tans look the same to me, Jeff.
Mikey O'Leary follows it up with, look, I could have removed it, but instead I'll give you more money to own it. That's honor. It was indeed Margot Robbie in the bathtub, for sure. Yeah, she explains...
Playing herself.
Yeah, playing herself, and I think she just explains tranches. I can't remember if that's her or someone else.
Tranches?
Yeah, tranches.
Yeah, she's drinking champagne in a bubble bath, I believe was the thing there.
That's true. Chow Roberto says, shout out to Grubb for playing Megabonk today. Convinced me to buy it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to just stream that after Dan recommended it. It was... a very easy game to pick up and start playing, and then it was a hard game to put down. I have put it down now, and I'm like afraid to pick it back up because I want to play so many other games because it would just vacuum up my minutes if I didn't get away from it. So we'll see. Jirachi says, "Hey Christian, did you watch Kamen Rider Black Sun?"
Not yet.
No,
it's not. It's more little fast update. I'm watching Kamen Rider Black regular. That's my main series. Then I'm gonna watch Kamen Rider Black RX, which is the follow-up series. And then I'm gonna watch Kamen Rider Black Sun, which is the 2022 like revival thing. There we go. That's it.
All right, now we're caught up on his Kamen Rider stuff. We can probably finish up the podcast.
Oh, by the way, I'm watching every Saturday and night on my Twitch, Christian_Rarg, RRG. I'm live reacting to the Kamen Rider sets that comes out, like they stream it live, so everybody can watch together. Thank you.
That's the real content. It's apparently reactions. We got to do more of that. Mike Minotti, that is it for me though. You know, a lot more Silksong. And then we've finished that conversation. No more super chats actually. Oh no, my brain's broken.
We're killing it. We're doing great.
We're on top of this one.
We got more top tier content coming up this week over on Giant Bomb, everybody. Game S mornings for the rest of the week. Fight Club going back to virtual highlight. I don't think I'm even beating that. I don't think I'm beating that this week either.
All right.
Why'd you think 2 episodes? Why did you think that?
Well, just because I did the thing that you're right. You should be yelling at me. There was a lot of videos of it being finished in like 3.5 hours. Clearly, these are all people who had played it before and knew what they were doing, or stitched together the stuff without a lot of the getting lost.
Yeah,
which I think
or
is
able
what
to look
happens.
at guides, or chat.
Yes, or chat.
Apparently,
Mike. There is a documentation of the things that you're missing on Reddit. It was grayed out. Did you see this?
I saw. Yeah, look, I go read Reddit. It was grayed out, so I wouldn't see it. So I did not click. I did not look at the part I wasn't supposed to look at.
Oh, buddy.
What the hell?
Mike, I'm not going to let you drown. All right, I'm not going to let you drown on this one. There will be some help. I don't care what Dan says. It's insane. It's insane.
I was about to say, it seems too straightforward right now. There's a part of me, it's because we're in the middle of a dungeon. Part of me is like, should I go explore? I know about the fairy in the woods because I read a super chat about it by accident. And I paid for that
fairy in the woods. It's not just that.
It's not just the fairy in the woods. Incredible. All right. Well, more virtual highlight excitement is coming up. Also, we're going to react to that state of play. It's happening around 5 p.m. Is that at 5 p.m. Eastern?
5 p.m.
We better make sure
5 p.m. Eastern is when Dan put it in the thing. So yeah,
if it's right, then we should make sure we meet up a little before they get ready.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll have that Thursday. We're gonna be playing some Sonic Racing Cross Worlds together right after Game S mornings. Then there's the voicemail dump truck. Premium subscribers to Giant Bomb. If you go to giantbomb.com/join, that could be you. We'll get to have a Discord town hall with us if they want to ask any questions. And then Friday, we're going to be doing a UPF Baby Steps race, actually, with our friends at Kind of Funny. And then that evening, I'm going to be playing Hades 2 just kind of a bunch. That's my plan, is to just play through from the start to as long as I can kind of go. At least, 4-ish hours, maybe more. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, kind of similar to what I did with Silksong. I just want to play it for a good, long while. to celebrate that game finally
That was
being
a great,
thing.
that was a great stream.
You know what? That's fortuitous because Greg Kasavin, who runs that studio, did a 12-hour stream of Skyrim on Giant Bomb when that game came out. So there's a link there.
How about that?
Yep.
Greg will super chat right now to say Mike gets screwed without help. Just saying, lol. Yeah. Like Jeff wouldn't let me drown.
We'll let you like move around a little bit, but there's some things that are just no way. You're gonna have to get some pointers here. So.
Oh shit! New Hollow Knight Silksong True Ending speedrun done in 4.5 hours. Is just dropped. Oh
wow.
baby!
Bye everybody.
Oh look, the Bombcast is back online. Check it out.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sean.
Good job, Sean.
Bombcast is back up, everyone. I want to play Silent Hill. I'm gonna be so into that. When I beat it, instead of being excited, I'm actually holding my breath. God!